Wolfenstein: The New Order delightfully meshed the mindset of new narrative-focused shooters with arcadey Nazi slaughtering, resulting in a game that deserved to be expanded upon. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood is that expansion, and it's an expansion in its purest form. Launching at a budget price with a similarly downsized completion time, Wolfenstein: The Old Blood offers more of the New Order's strengths, with its own set of minor variations, all within a small, more dense package. Developer Machine Games had something special with the New Order, but does such a quick turnaround make The Old Blood old news? Let's find out here in this review of Wolfenstein: The Old Blood.
So ein komischer Kauz. Die spinnen, die armen Hotdog.
Die werden sich wundern, wenn wir an der Macht sind.
Weiter. Kreta! Bei Fuß!
Most of these standalone downloadable expansions usually share the same strengths as their $60 counterparts, and The Old Blood keeps up that tradition. Gunplay and the general flow of combat is unchanged, and that's good since it didn't need much altering. Dual-wielding assault rifles and turning Nazis into clouds of anti-Semitic red goo just feels how it should feel. Guns are hefty and loud, but don't feel sluggish or unwieldy, especially considering the small handful of new weapons. This allows the gunplay to be fast-paced and action-heavy, even in the second half where the game completely flips its script. It's an unexpected change of scenery and pace, but a welcome one, even if it comes out of nowhere. Exemplary Shooting gives The Old Blood's challenge mode a good reason to exist. Rooms separate from the campaign that focus purely on the gunplay put stress on said gunplay and show it off like the great mechanic that it is. Scoring points and aiming for gold medals in this mode stretches The Old Blood's replay value, as well as yielding a shortcut to an arcadier version of the same satisfying combat. The campaign is already full of shooting without much story interruption, but the inclusion of this mode is appreciated. Regardless of where the shooting takes place, The Old Blood is a difficult game and not something that you can just run through at all times. Health pickups, accurate enemies, and the lack of auto-aim make The Old Blood a harder than normal game, which can be refreshing given the right context. Old school design like this helps separate this wolf from the rest of the pack and makes the simple stealth and tactical play more than a formality, since quick decisions and even faster reflexes are needed to pass most areas. Unfair relentlessness only pops up in a few instances, mainly an awful boss fight that pokes holes in the game's limited moveset. Despite this specific painful test in patience, the shooting mechanics are still Wolfenstein's main appeal. If the New Order was any indication, the other main appeal should be the well-crafted story. The Old Blood tells the prequel story of B.J. Blazkowicz and his mission to Castle Wolfenstein to gain the whereabouts of Death's Head's castle, the same castle that kicks off the New Order. Hateable villains, tense moments, and incredible writing all blend well together and narratively keep The Old Blood a step ahead of other shooters. But the quiet moments of characterization that really made the New Order special are mostly gone here due to the lonelier mission objective and shorter runtime. BJ's infiltration is mostly a solo venture, which doesn't give much time to get to know any of the faces you run into. He's still a shockingly well realized meatball along with his castmates. There's just not as much material to absorb and appreciate. The Old Blood still manages to tell an enjoyable story from start to finish, but it doesn't get the same liberties of the main game. The Venn diagram of pros and cons for the New Order and the Old Blood are remarkably similar. Both have the intuitive perk system, sublime shooting, and well-written dialogue, along with the mediocre visuals and massive difficulty spikes. Although the gun upgrades, superb characterization, and beautiful cinematography that were key in the New Order's success have been lost in the transition to this budget-priced prequel. Scope and price point keep this game from matching or furthering its predecessor's strengths, but The Old Blood proves that that doesn't always need to matter. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood gets a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you everybody for watching, and my name is Michael Larry, and I'm signing off. Later.